the Memorial Hall, which is a separate charity. The hall was built in 1902, it's a beautiful building, as you can see, and the trustees are trying to keep it in good order and to bring it up to date for the 21st century. It's here to serve both the church and the wider community. The trustees are allowing this meeting to happen tonight for free, so we haven't charged you to get in. We would like to charge you as you go out, if possible, and you'll find a box or a bowl by the door where you can make a donation, which will go towards the further refurbishment of the building. Some other practical things. We have fire exits to my right and to my left, or the door you came in by can also be a fire exit. There are toilets through those doors as well, gents on the right, ladies on the left, and disabled on the left. And if you have a mobile phone with you tonight, would you please either switch it to silent or switch it off so that you're not disturbed during the meeting. I'm doing my mobile right now. You should have been given a leaflet which gives you some guidelines about respecting the other people who are here and about taking photos and being photographed. If you not yet read those, then please have a quick look so that you know where we stand. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome the candidates. So, we're going to draw lots to establish who goes first. Impartial as we can, as we chair this event. My co-chair is Rabbi Richard Jacobi from the East London and Essex Liberal Synagogue. I'm doing the talking at the moment, but he'll do some talking later on. So, who's number one? Right? 1, 2, 3, cross. Okay. So I'm now going to ask each of the candidates to introduce themselves. They have 4 minutes each. They're going to get a warning, a visual warning 30 seconds before their 4 minutes is up, and then a bell will ring to silence them at the end of their 4 minutes. So, Pfizer, would you like to take that microphone in front of you and introduce yourself to everybody here?
Great. Can you hear me?
Be closer and speak louder.
Is that better? I'm glad you're starting with a round of applause there. That's a low bar. Okay, great. So it's an honour to be here tonight. It's an honour to stand here in front of you and to take your questions and make your case, make my case as to why I think I should be your MP and what the Labour Party has to offer our constituency, Chingford and Woodford Green, as well as the country more broadly. It's especially an honour because I grew up here. This constituency made me who I am. I lived in North Chingford when I was born, moved to South Chingford, now I live in Woodford. I went to Chingford COB Primary School, went to Chingford Foundation School. The Gregs on Chingford Mount gave me my first job. I know all of the bus routes pretty much off by heart. This is my home. And someone said to me recently, that actually being local, why is that important? And I do think it's important because it's not a superficial thing, like I just went to school with David Beckham and Harry Kane. It's that I have a deep connection with this area. This community invested heavily in me. It's not every day that a daughter of a car mechanic gets to the University of Oxford and ends up at the United Nations making the case for the changes we need at the international level. It's the case where community, my passions, and my politics come together. And this is why it's the only place I will stand, that I've stood, that I will ever stand. And when senior Labour figures and trade union figures said I should wait for a safe seat, I refused. I'm standing in my home and using my skills, time and energy to reinvest back into this community would be the greatest honour of my life. And let's not forget, there's a practical aspect of having that insider knowledge. It means I know that Woodford is not like the rest of Redbridge, that Chingford's not like the rest of Woodford Forest, that we have our particular concerns, our own quirks. I get it, I live it every day. And the job of an MP is to be a conduit from those local communities to national government and vice versa. It's no good having an MP that doesn't get it. It's no good having an MP that votes for the cuts at the national level and then stands outside our library here saying that they don't want it to shut. It's inconsistent. It's a time when politics feels so broken, you need someone you're going to bump into on the street so you can hold them to account. And we've never needed stronger voices at that local level. There's so much work to be done. Whether you look at the cuts, the public spending cuts since 2010 that have left our schools, our NHS, our streets and community safety in trouble, and we need people that are going to stand up and fight for our community, but also fight to change with vision, to understand that we are facing the biggest demographic challenges, the biggest technological change, and climate breakdown. We need a strong voice in government for this community that will fight on all of those fronts, and including Brexit as well. We need a Britain fit for the 21st century. What we see in Chingford and Woodford Green is not unlike what we see across society. We have it all here. The inequality, for instance, with over half of our working population here on less than a living wage, the transport problems, and the negative impact of the cuts, underfunded schools. That's something that we find all over the country, and I've learned so much from talking to constituents here. From the doctor who told me that he can no longer deliver the service for his patients, to the person working on artificial intelligence who understands how much the world is changing and how slow we are being to change with it. The midwives and nurses that are under so much stress at Whips Cross Hospital. And there's so many grandparents that are worried about the future of their grandchildren. But alongside those problems, I've also seen strong strength and resolve that we have here. Whether it be the parents like Nina and Steve fighting for their kids' schools, Anjum running a local WhatsApp group for community safety, Jan that runs the Broadway Deli. We have so much talent here. I will be the kind of MP that listens to you, that stands by you, that fights your corner when you need me to. This will be a new era for us here. It will be about us. Thank you.
I've been a resident of Woodford for 50 years. I've been back with Dems for 40 years. Right, okay. That bad. Sorry. This is counts my time. So, what was I saying? And some of you, I can see, some of you will know me from the Woodford Festival, that's been running for 2 years, if only for my tuneless bellowing in last year's Mamma Mia sing-along. It was really horrible. My singing, that is, not Mamma Mia. The country is tearing itself apart and has been for 3.5 years. And I would certainly be standing before you making the case in a referendum to remain in Europe. That aside, a Europe that I love, I believe in values and principles. But we have an unelected Prime Minister who is businessmen, politicians, and a journalist that he's worked with, who in his determination to get Brexit through at any cost. And the Labour Party, who has had 17 opportunities to have a referendum on his deal or similar predecessor deals, has refused to do so. So here we are in a general election which conflates dozens of different issues, and it makes it very, very difficult. Now, what would you have if I weren't standing? You'd have a gentleman here from I'm going to call it the Brexit Tory Party, who would have very happily taken you over the precipice with no deal whatsoever, regardless of the consequences. He would not have suffered when those mythical trade deals did not materialise. And we have a Labour Party, which doesn't even know where it's standing on the issue. But a leader, and financed by unions, who will not let him say, or any of their parties say, we want to remain. We have a candidate who has...
What about your policies?
Well, I'm going to come to my policies, they're going to come to but this is about Brexit. Make no mistake, this election is about Brexit. And what you vote means that one way or another, you will either Brexit or you will not. And that is the point. The Labour candidate here has said it's tricky having not being in a neutral position and then trying to negotiate a deal where the leadership will not support the deal that they've actually negotiated. It's absurd. Look, there are three things that you should remember about Lib Dems in the context of this election. Apart from our wish to stop Brexit and, of course, electoral reform, which we always back, but there are three essential policies. We want to put £130 billion into the economy. 50 billion of that will come from a Brexit bonus if we do not depart. And we will put it into childcare, and we will put it into social housing, and we will put it in investment in regeneration of the infrastructure, including HS2, which we support. We want to put a penny in the pound, just one modest penny in the pound, to be hypothecated towards the NHS. And 20% of that will go towards mental health care and preventative medicine. You know, the most important thing about health is that we should try to prevent people getting into hospital in the first place. So that's that, and we have a £100 billion programme, partly, well, mainly seed funded with £5 billion, but the remainder coming from private investment through the Green Investment Bank, which we conceptualised and implemented between the years 2010 and 2015, and which was taken down by the Tories in 2015. Private money, long-term investment. The country deserves better. I'm going to try and help you get better.
Thank you very much indeed. First of all, can I thank all the churches, the organisation of this. It's a really very good opportunity for us all to talk. Thank you for that. Speak up. Can you hear me? Right, so I've been here 27 years. Obviously, many of you will know me already, but just to recap on what I've done in the past. I served in the army. I left the army, went into business. I became a publisher. After I finished my time as being a publisher, I then came into politics. In 1992, I was elected here as a Member of Parliament. I have been elected ever since as the elected Member for Parliament. It's a huge privilege to be a Member of Parliament, and it's a particular privilege to be a Member of Parliament in this constituency. I have a constituency that is both diverse and also at the same time very honest. And they're very quick to tell you exactly where they think you've gone wrong and where they think you've gone right. And on many occasions that has led to changes in my own mind about some of the things that I wanted to do. When I was in Parliament after 2001-2, when I was leader, and I left in 2003, I set up the Centre for Social Justice. Why? Because I felt that there needed to be a wider and clearer debate about what the root causes of poverty were, not just a measurement of money, of course that's important, but the reality of whether or not certain conditions and styles of life, people end up creating a position where they're unable to negotiate their way through life to be able to have the right income and what you can do to support them. And we looked at 5 pathways: educational failure, family dysfunction, perennial worklessness, addiction, and debt. And on many of those, in my time in Parliament, I have worked with Labour and Liberal MPs, most recently with Carolyn Harris and Ronnie Campbell, to try and end the £100 level on the fixed odds betting terminals. We succeeded in doing that jointly. So there's a huge amount of work in Parliament that takes place across parties. It's the Centre for Social Justice, also I led, that set up the first drive to get modern-day slavery legislated for and against, and the government at the time took it up, and we were the first government, the first country in the world to legislate to stop trafficking and modern-day slavery. For that I'm proud, but I'm also proud that that received cross-party support as well. And this election, as has already been said, has at the heart of it predominantly a very strong issue. It is about Brexit. In 2016, the country was asked the question whether you wanted them to be asked it or not. We can't reinvent that. The reality is they were asked the question, they answered the question, and the majority voted to leave. And it seems to me that we need to get that done, not just to use political slogans, but the reality is that I think people want to see that one through, get it done, and we can move on. Now, there will be many people in this room, I'm sure, who don't want to leave at all, and some who do passionately believe it's right. But I think the way to resolve this is to get the deal done, which we've agreed already, which gets us through to the negotiations about the future relationship, and then get that trade deal done with the European Union. I have spent some time on my own part going to see Monsieur Barnier and the negotiating team at the time, and I made every effort to try and help that process through, and I continue to do so. But it's not just about Brexit. I think we need to get Brexit done, but there are bigger issues. Big problems in 2010 with an economy that was almost bust. Yes, big and tough decisions were made. Many of them are ones that nobody would want to make, and reductions. I accept that. But the reality is, the reason why we can now move forward to increase spending in things like health, education, and get more police on the streets, is because the economy now is in a better place than it was in 2010. Deficit down pretty near to zero, and debt falling as a proportion of GDP. These are critical matters. Allows us to invest more in education, invest more now in policing, and invest more absolutely in the health system. And the one thing I'm really proud of, and I will end on that, is that I have battled for 20 years to get an investment into Whipps Cross Hospital that allows us to build a new hospital, and I believe that the 400 million addition, we have got it. The proudest moment of my time as